Hello Key Stage 1 and welcome to week 8 of your writing lessons, and this is day 1 of your third week on poetry. Okay, so let's have a look at your unit focus for this week. The aim of this unit of learning is to write a descriptive acrostic poem about the seaside. We will be looking at using a range of different adjectives and adverbs to add description to your poem. You have a look at our learning objectives for this week, and that gives you an idea of what we are going to be doing throughout the week. Before we get started on the new learning unit this week, I would like you to do some retrieval practice, and I would like you to complete the Quick Fire 5 quiz for day 1. Good luck. So here is your learning objective for today's lesson, and that is to use adjectives to describe the 5 senses. Let's have a look at your success criteria here. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to say, I can explain what an adjective is. I can also write an expanded noun phrase. And I can even write descriptive sentences that are punctuated correctly. I'd like us to start off by having a discussion about this question here. So I'd like you to think about this question. What is an adjective? You can talk to your adult, and I'd like you to try and use these sentence stems here to answer the question. So I think it is, or an adjective is, and then explain it to your grown-up. You can pause the video to have your discussion and then press play again when you're ready. Okay, here we go. So an adjective is a word that is used to help describe or give description to people, places and things. This descriptive word can help give information about size, shape, age, colour, origin, material, purpose, feelings, condition, and personality or texture. So they can be used for a lot of different things to add description. Okay, now you've had a discussion with your grown-up about what an adjective is, and we've looked at the definition of what an adjective is. I'd like you to come up with 3 examples of an adjective. If you can come up with more, that is fantastic. So have that discussion now, and then I'll show you some examples when you have had that discussion. So you can pause the video. Okay, and here are just some examples that I came up with that you can have a look through that might give you some ideas. As discussed at the beginning of the lesson, our unit focus this week is to write a descriptive acrostic poem about the seaside. So I'd like you to listen and watch the following video about the seaside. After watching the video about the seaside, I would now like you to have a discussion with your adult about what you could hear in that video, what you could see, what do you think you would be able to touch if you were there, what do you think you would be able to smell if you were there, and what do you think you would be able to taste if you were there? So think about the things that you would see, hear, touch, taste, and smell if you were at the seaside. I'm going to play the video again, and then you can have your discussion about these 5 questions. Once you've had that discussion about the 5 senses and what you would be able to touch or feel, taste, see, smell, or hear if you were at the seaside, I'm going to show you how we're going to complete the activity today. So I'm going to start with what I would be able to see if I was at the seaside, having watched the video. Something I noticed that I could see was the blue sky. So I'm going to draw some clouds, get my pen, to help me remember that I am talking about the sky. So I'll put my drawing in here. And then in the box to the right of where you're going to do your drawing for each sense, you're going to write an adjective to describe that thing that you have drawn. So I've put skies, and I noticed that the sky is really blue. So I'm going to write the word blue in here. I'm trying my best to join up my handwriting and keep it on the lines. Next, I'm going to think about what I would be able to smell. So I am going to draw some fish and chips. So I know that when I go to the seaside, I always get fish and chips. And then I'm going to put an adjective in the box next to it to describe what it might smell like. And I'm going to put the word delicious. Okay. So you can put as many things as you like for each sense. I'm just giving you an example of what you could put. I'm going to do one more example for what I might be able to hear at the seaside. From that video, I could hear waves. So I'm going to draw some waves. Now this time, instead of just writing an adjective, I'm going to try writing an expanded noun phrase. So that means you need to write your adjective and the noun, because you are describing the noun. So I'm going to put enormous, waves. There we go. So there's my expanded noun phrase. Now you can put however many adjectives you like. I've gone for one. You might want to put just several different adjectives if you've got lots of ideas. So this is my expanded noun phrase here because I've got my adjective, enormous, and my noun, waves. So this is the word to describe the waves. So as normal, you have got a choice of whether you would like to complete the mild, medium, or hot challenge for this task. So if you choose to do the mild activity, I would like you to draw what you can see, hear, touch, smell, taste, and write an adjective in the box next to it to describe the things that you have drawn in this box here for each sense. If you decide to challenge yourself a bit further and go for our medium activity, I would like you to draw what you can see, hear, touch, smell, or taste, and write at least one expanded noun phrase for each sense. So remember, I did for what I could hear at the seaside, I drew some waves, and my expanded noun phrase was enormous waves. If you would like to challenge yourself even further today, I would like you to draw what you can see, hear, touch, smell, or taste, and write a whole sentence to describe it. Make sure your sentence includes at least one adjective and is punctuated correctly. So remember to use capital letter and a full stop, and any commas if you need to. That brings us to our plenary for today. So I want you to have a look at these adjectives that I have got here in red writing. And I would like you to think about which adjective has the same meaning as big. Is it enormous, tiny, tall, or minuscule? Have a quick chat with your grown-up. That's right. Well done. It is enormous. Which adjective has the same meaning as happy? Angry, worried, hysterical, or joyful? Well done. Joyful has the same meaning as the word happy. Okay, let's just have a quick think about whether we have met our learning objective today. So the learning objective was to use adjectives to describe the 5 senses. So I want you to have a think about whether you can now say, I can explain what an adjective is. Have a think about whether you can say, I can also write an expanded noun phrase. And if you can now say, I can even write descriptive sentences that are punctuated correctly. Have a chat to your adult about whether you think you have met your success criteria today. Okay, last thing is to go over what you will be doing for tomorrow's activity. So as normal, you have got a choice of mild, medium, or hot tasks. And this task for tomorrow is all about finding adjectives. So you will need to look through the sentences, some have got more than others, and find the adjectives, and then you will be changing some of those adjectives. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you for our next lesson.